say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
This may be somewhat partisan, I apologize, but I remarked that we had the thrill of watching Lindsey Vonn and saw her, as many of you did, win the downhill, get the gold medal for the United States. I spoke in Washington after that and said it was so sad to hear that the medal had been stripped from her, that the U.S. had lost that medal because they found out that President Obama had gone downhill faster. It has not been a good year for President Obama, and there's good news and bad news to that, obviously. The bad news is that we have 10% or nearly 10% unemployment, millions of Americans out of work. That's the bad news. The bad news is that North Korea continues along their course of nuclear folly, as does Iran, and no tough sanctions have been able to be put in place to dissuade or punish Iran for their extreme actions. We have some tough competition. Do you know that? I thought that we had won. I thought America's system had so clearly won that everybody in the world recognized it, and the only race was to see who could become most like us. America has a strategy that's been highly successful. I thought at the end of the Cold War, everybody recognized it. And yet right now, there are 4 strategies competing for world leadership for the 21st century. Ours is one. Along with, I'll call the other nations of the West, it's based on 2 fundamental principles: economic freedom and political freedom, personal freedom. That's our strategy, and that's led us to where we are today. How about the conditions he set? Have they made it more likely that the private sector will grow? Have his conditions that he set strengthened America? You go through one by one. He said he's going to raise taxes. Does that weaken us or strengthen us? It weakens us. He said he's going to raise capital gains taxes next year. Does that make it more likely or less likely that investors will build new enterprises and hire? It makes it less likely. When he puts in place a cap-and-trade program, making it more expensive to have energy here than it is in China, it weakens us. When he forces a card check program, which would take away from the American worker the right to a secret ballot when they decide if they want a union or not, that takes away a critical personal right, and it weakens America's enterprise, as businesses don't know what their cost will be when they decide to organize them. When he decides he's going to take over almost 1/5 of the economy in healthcare, does that make it more likely that people will invest in new technologies in healthcare and new delivery systems? No. When he borrows $1.8 trillion more than we take in this fiscal year, he has put in place the most anti-growth, anti-jobs, anti-investment strategy we've seen since Jimmy Carter, and it's been wrong. I was thinking about my views about this great country and how unique we are, and the sacrifices of our men and women for others around the world. I was dismayed by the president's apology tour. Upon becoming president of the United States, President Obama first appeared on Arabic TV, and he said that America had dictated to other nations. No, Mr. President, America has freed other nations from dictators. This is not a time to apologize for America. This is a time for us to recognize something that Harry Truman recognized at the end of the Second World War, and that is that America needs to stand strong with our allies, and that America needs to fight for American values of freedom and liberty and free enterprise and free trade and all the things that make our world safer and stronger. This is a time to be proud of America deep into our core. When Kirk Jowers introduced the Hinckley Institute, he said, we have speakers from the far left and the far right. And I thought, well, where am I in this? And then I thought, well, I know where I am. I'm far away in love with the United States of America. I love this country. There will be somebody who runs in the Republican Party who will be able to get this country right again. And I want to commit that I'll either be that person or I'll be working my tail off for that person. And I want to, because we've got to take back America and make sure that we remember this is an exceptional land with an exceptional purpose, that we bring great solace and liberty to people all over the world by virtue of the strength of this country. We've got a great job ahead of us. And I want you to know how much I love you, how much I appreciate the people of Utah, how much I look forward to marching arm in arm with you to keep America as it's always been, the hope of the earth. Thank you. Good night.